Okay, you've got a couple of really cool capture pages. You like them, but you do need to have your emails working for you to help you out. So I'm going to show you in this video how you're going to actually modify or create your own emails that you can work with. And the easiest possible way, you come down here where it says email, voice, text, and then you come to the emails, and then you come to where you can view and edit. And it's going to give you a full list of all of the different video sets that are already in here. And so what you're going to want to do is find the one that says, where are you? Priceless possibilities. We want promote your own. I'm trying to find it. Primary. You want to promote your own primary for yours, and for this you're not going to want to, you can't edit these unless you do a copy. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to copy this and you're going to give it a name. So I'm going to, instead of calling it my copy of promote primary, I'm going to call it wake up now emails. So I'm going to call it that. So now that gives me the same copy of those same emails and gives me the option to actually edit them. So let's look at this first one. And, you know, it's not going to have actually anything in here that is the correct things. You're going to have to make changes to this so that it actually goes to the right thing. So for one thing, that's okay, we can leave that alone. But list the company that you promote. You obviously want to have Wake Up Now. And let's go back for a minute to make sure that we're getting the right list here instead of the wrong list. So I'm going to just open up another copy of the same place and log in again just so that I don't have to close that one up. And I'm going to go to my business and to my companies I promote, and I want the one that goes to this one. So it's Wake Up Now #1. So I want this to be the one that goes here. So we're going to do Wake Up Now #1. So it's important that you've already created a my company that you promote, and then you can say click here to visit my business, and that is going to be okay. And you can do anything you want in the body of the email as well. So the major thing is to actually have this set up. You can track or you don't have to, and then you need to have I don't have any idea what that is, but you don't need to add that. So what's going to be cool is anytime that you want this actual link to join now, because that's my join now link, you're going to be able to just click the add button in the body of the email. So okay, so we have to go look at this. You know, I'm not going to alter a lot of this because you can do whatever you want. You can even delete and add, but for a basic person, you're going to want to do something here. So here's one thing right here is you're not going to want this in here because it actually does not go to, I don't know whether that actually goes to the right thing here or not. So what I'm going to do is check to see what that really is right there, because it may or may not be the correct one, and always test. So what I'm going to say instead of this right here, because that's not really how I talk, as I said, if you have heard enough, then, and then I want to actually, and you want your cursor right where you want to do this, come up here and I want it to actually put this link in here. So all I'm going to do is add that, and that's going to put this actual link. It's going to say click here, and it's going to have a clickable link that goes to my link that is my join page. Now, one thing that you can also do is you can have follow-up pages created. I don't have one handy immediately, but for instance, I do have those other replicated pages. Remember that I shared earlier? I have those, and so one of the things I can do is I can go over to my Word document and I can grab any one of these other links and I can actually share with them. For instance, you know, if you're doing training or whatever else, this is always a really good thing. So maybe I want to use this Freedom Mastery that we had from the other day. So I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to put it in here. Oh, by the way, we had an awesome hangout recently. Smiley face. You can see it here. And I'm going to make that a clickable link. So all I do is I highlight that, and I come up here to this chain up here, and I'm going to actually drop that link right here, and I'm going to say OK. And now we have a clickable link here, and I've just modified this first email with a little of my own personality. And you can actually do whatever you want. This is going to put your name and phone number in here. Or you can say something personal. It allows you to put in pictures if you want to. It asks for a URL, but hey, if you've got a blog, you can put a blog picture in here. It's always kind of nice to put your actual picture here at least, so that they see who it is that you are. So what I could do really, really quick is I can go over here to my WordPress. I can open up my WordPress. Now, if you don't have this, there's plenty of online places where you can load up pictures. One of them is Google+. Any place where it allows you, and you can go to your media and add a new item in your media. You don't have to create a blog post, just create actual pictures in here. So if I wanted to go, if I remember where it is, I think it's in the downloadable pictures for Facebook, and I'm going to go find my own photo. Which is in one of these folders. Should be able to find it. And it may not be in that one. It may be in the capture folder. I think that's where it is. So find me. There I am. So I'm going to drop that picture in here. And I'm going to edit. And first of all, I want the dimensions to be smaller. Doesn't let me do that, doesn't it? Let's see, where is it? And by the way, it actually gives you a whole lot of opportunity right inside your blog to give it a lot of, you could give it keywords and all kinds of things to make it a lot more user-friendly. It's going to be bigger than I want, but I think I can actually use this. And so the major thing I'm looking for is right here, this link. So I'm going to drop that link onto this email right here. So I'm going to put a picture in. And then I'm going to actually reduce the size to 200. Yeah, that's going to make it smaller. It might even want to be smaller than that. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's about right. So I have my photo in here, my signature, and then of course the link for them to get to my actual company startup page. So I'm pretty happy with that first one. It's ready to be saved. So obviously that's the first thing. Always there is a place that you want to save. I'm going to leave the title alone. I'm just going to save that. So now my very first email going out is altered. I've got 23 here. I can use all of the same ones that are in here, or I can add or change the ones that are in here. They're already set up to go out for one a day, and they start skipping a little bit down here, but the first 7 pages, they go out once a day. So you definitely want to be ahead of the game by the first 2 or 3 anyway, because if you put your capture page out there, you can be sure that somebody has already, opted in. So on the second one, Tim became #1 enroller. Now this is obviously not going to be, I think this is actually from another company. And so you would want to change this to your own story here. And so again, you're going to want to make sure that this is your capture page, so that you make sure that it does not go somewhere else, somewhere crazy. And you can read over, you can change any of this you want. You can copy and paste from someone else's email that you liked in your company, and then you need to make it your own by changing it just enough that it is going to be your own personal thing. And so this does take a little bit of time, one time, but once you've created this, you can reuse this email list multiple times. And so I'm going to cancel this for now, spend more time on it. But that is how you create an actual email campaign, which when you go back to that web page that I created a little while ago, I'm going to go to My Pages. And remember, I created the 600 Club. So I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to make sure it goes to that email campaign. So it's not going to go to this one right here. It's going to go to the one that I just saved just now. So that when people wake up now, 16 messages, that's where it's going to go. So we're going to, we're going to save it with that in there. So now we know at least that first email is actually correct. And I will probably opt in to make sure before I get this out in the world, because if it's really bad, you don't want it going in funny places. So this is just some little homework and kind of background stuff it's important to do. And then once you've done that, you're up and ready. Once you've created that one set of emails, making sure that the links go where you want them to go, and making sure that the text and the information there makes sense, and then you are already set up, and that's all you have to do.